Hey everyone. Okay, so I wanted to hop on here real quick. I promise I won't keep you long because I gotta go. But the topic, real quick, is why good credit is important. I can't stress it enough. Why good credit, especially nowadays, is important. We use credit pretty much every day, whether we want to or not. I made a post some time ago about how we live in a transactional society, which basically means pretty much everything that we do, there's a transaction behind it. Okay, it's some type of transaction. Excuse me. So it's more important than ever to make sure that your credit is good. Okay. We'll eventually move into like globalization. I don't want to go into that because it's a whole different live. But part of how you move in society is going to be hinged on what your credit looks like, how you manage money, how you feel about money. Okay. Your education, knowledge, application of money and credit. But with all the economic changes going on in this country that we see but we don't discuss, good credit is more important now more than ever. And renting an apartment, apartments, they're high as hell. They are high as hell. Like the rents are going up, $200 and $300 in a month. I've had a couple of clients who I've helped, get their credit score up. They don't have a problem getting an apartment, but the rent has increased by $300 or $400 within the last couple of months, which changes their the income requirements. Your income has to be increased in order to match what these apartment complexes are requiring, in addition to having good credit in order to qualify for an apartment. There is a rent issue in this country, and they say, well, the rent is by the market rate, and the market rate is pretty much set by who is going to pay the maximum rent possible without it being price gouging. That's pretty much what the market rate is, and that's what most of these apartment complexes will tell you. Well, this is the market rate. So you mean to tell me that these apartment complexes are going up $200 and $300 in a month? Are you serious? Like, how do you justify that? But anyway, not just with apartment renting, buying a car, buying a home, first time home buyer, whether you're refinancing, purchasing a home is important for good credit, refinancing, okay, qualifying for prime credit cards, and we will talk about like the difference between prime and subprime in another video. But you want to qualify for the prime credit cards to avoid like paying the high interest rate, high monthly payments, and to get like the highest credit card limits possible, because a lot of these subprime cards, they're trash. I really don't recommend them for any of my clients while they're in my program, because they're high interest rate. All right. You're going to have high monthly payments, and you're going to have a low credit limit. Like, what's the point of having a $200 or $300 credit limit? You're charging somebody $99 fee, all these activation fees, transaction fees. And so by the time they actually get to use the card, they may only have $50 to spend. So those subprime cards, they are trash. I would leave them alone. So yeah, you want to build your credit up. Again, good credit is important so that you don't have to worry about those trash subprime credit cards. And yes, I am calling them trash. And yeah, they are for rebuilding, which is fine, but you know, there are other ways to rebuild using, you know, prime level credit cards. Also, you know, just making sure that you have good credit, because I always say it's better to have good credit and not need it than need good credit and not have it. Okay, there's a lot of people out here, you know, it's sometimes you get in an emergency situation where you need a loan real quick, and you know, where your money's kind of funny and you need a loan. You know, sometimes just having good credit will serve as an emergency, so that you can get an emergency loan, you know, and then you pay that money off later. Okay, but you know, just having bad credit is kind of on the same lines of, you know, well, I don't want to say on the same lines, but you know, it's basically worth it to just work on your credit. Okay, and I always tell people, bad credit is not permanent. Okay, it is fixable. And don't let people tell you that, oh, well, you know, it stays on your credit report for 7 years. That's a lie, because there are rules and laws that were put into place for the credit bureaus that say if they're not reporting accurate information on your credit report, it has to come off. So if they're not reporting that information accurately and it's not 7 years, the credit bureaus have to follow the law. And if they don't follow the law, you can sue them. Okay, and that's where we come in as, you know, credit repair agency, Envision Credit Solutions. We look at your credit report to look for those inaccuracies, to ensure that the law is being followed. And if not, then you have some leverage, okay, to get rid of those inaccurate accounts, or to get them updated to reflect accurate reporting. Okay, because an accurately reporting account on your credit report aids in having a higher score. Okay, having, you know, inaccuracies on your credit report, it can cost you money. It costs money, and the credit bureaus know that. They make money off of having inaccurate, you know, accounts reporting on your credit report. They have absolutely no incentive to make sure that your credit report is correct. Okay, and so I just wanted to hop on here and say, you know, why having good credit is important. You can do so many things. You can move a lot better with having good credit. You know, life just gets easier when you have good credit. Okay, you know, a lot of people want to strive for having, you know, a 700 credit score. That's like the gold standard credit score, which is great. I mean, you can do a lot of things, but you know, we're trying to get, you know, people 750 plus. 800 is a great score. Like, companies see that and they're like, oh yeah, you can have whatever you want. Go pick out what you want. Okay, so you know, I'll be back on here to share a little bit more, but I just wanted to hop on here real quick to talk about why good credit is important. You know, I'll be back here probably over the weekend, you know, to share my story, my credit story, and you know, how I bounced back from having, you know, my credit score being in the 500s, and now I'm like back in the high 700s. Actually, I think one of my scores is like 808 or something like that. So I've been working very hard to get back to that score. But it took a couple of years to get back to the 800s, and this is also what, you know, I wanted to, you know, say, like, a lot of people come into credit repair. They come to credit repair with the expectation that, you know, it's going to take 30 days or less than 6 months. And that really depends on the severity of your credit report or what's in your credit profile. But usually the minimum is six months. Like, you might have some agencies like, oh, we can get your credit score from, you know, 459 to 759 in 30 days. I would do my research on that company if I were you. If they offer those promises, because unfortunately, we have to abide by the law. The credit repair companies are regulated by the Credit Repair Organizations Act. We can't make any promises, because our disputes are pretty much at the mercy of the credit bureaus, even though they're regulated by a bunch of consumer protection laws. But again, they're billion-dollar companies, so they have no incentive to make sure that your credit report is reporting accurate information. Okay. So just pull your credit report if you have questions about it. If you're looking for additional assistance, like if you've been working on your credit, you've had mild success, but you just need an extra push, you can book a consultation with us. It is a free 15-minute consultation, so that we can determine if you're a good fit for our program, or if you just need a little boost on what to do, because not everybody is a good candidate for credit repair. Sometimes it's just a matter of, hey, I want to get rid of this inquiry. I'm not going to bring somebody into my program just to remove inquiries unless they just really insist on it, and that's fine. I try to be transparent, and I definitely try to operate my company with 100% integrity, okay, because this is my company, this is what I do. But again, if you have questions, or if your credit report is just in the dumps and you're like, look sis, help me out, I'm done, give us a call. We are here to help you get back to having good credit, okay? Trust me, bad credit is not a permanent situation, okay? You just have to make the move, make that call and say, look, I need your help. I need help fixing my credit. We are here to help you. This is what we do. We use the laws. It's going to take, might take a couple of rounds to get it done, but trust, my clients are buying their dream cars, they're refinancing their homes, they're buying their homes just off the strength of fixing their credit. They made that move, they made their call, and they fixed their credit, and they were able to move a little easier and move a little better with having good credit. Good credit is you just move better. It just makes life easier, okay? So again, go click on the link in my bio, okay? And actually, I have the link. You can click on the shop. If you go to my profile, if you click on where it says shop, that link to book a free consultation is there. You can go directly there. It's a free 15-minute consultation, and we can just help you go from there to decide if you need credit repair, or if there's some other option for you as far as your credit. And we just want to help you level up with your credit, okay? So thank you for joining me. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you give me a follow, and I'll be back on here this weekend to just share my story, and I have a few more tips to share as far as credit repair. And I want to say, I'm not new to credit repair. I've been doing this since 2004, because that was the first time I ran into some credit issues. But as far as business wise, I just formed this as a business because I've been helping people over the years with their credit. People asking me, hey, can you send a letter for me on my behalf? And boom, send a letter. Account is gone or updated. So I'm not new to the actual industry, but the business side, the business part, is new. I've been in business going on 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. So just know that you are getting someone who has been doing this, prior to a lot of the law amendments, prior to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is like the big consumer protection agency for the government that regulates what these credit bureaus and collection agencies can and cannot do. Okay, so I've been doing credit repair before that agency was even created. But I just wanted to say, we are here to help you. You do have a lot of options out here, but if you want to make sure that your credit is going to be repaired, if you want to make sure that it's going to be done right, okay? Someone operating with integrity, somebody who has been in your shoes, someone who has been there. Click on the link in the bio, click on the shop, make an appointment. It's free, okay? I have extended hours on Mondays and Wednesdays to 7 p.m. for those who you know, work 9 to 5 and can't talk throughout the day. You can call me after 5, okay? I have that option for you, okay? So, you know, thank you for joining me. You know, good credit can change your life, okay? You don't have to live with bad credit forever. Stop going to those buy here, pay here places, okay? Where you paying $1,000 a month, $250 a week, okay? For those cards where they put the low jack system on your card, and if you miss a payment, they're going to cut your car off. It won't crank. Like, ain't nobody trying to live like that, okay? All right? So, if you're trying to get good credit, you know what to do. I already gave you the instructions. Hit that link, and I'm gonna get you straight. I'm gonna help you out, okay? All right, so thank you for joining me. I will talk to you again soon. All right.